Hello and welcome to the floor. Kind of. I am sitting on a pillow, but let's be honest, I'm mostly sitting on the floor. I don't have my couch, I sold it. And also, hello, this is supposed to be the Knitting Diaries. So of course I'm going to talk about other things before. I have finished something and I'm really excited about it. And I have not found a new house. I'm not excited about that, which means in a week and a half, because today is Monday 21st of August. So in about a week and a half, I will have nowhere to live because I sold my house. If you've seen any other videos, you know this. But September 1st, I, as a 40-year-old woman, will have to move back in with my parents for hopefully the shortest amount of time possible. But yeah, I'm not excited about it. I'm more like, I wouldn't say that it scares me because it's not dangerous, but I don't really want to, but I don't have a choice. Luckily, I do have a choice in what I knit. Thank God. I mean, if someone tried to tell me what to knit, I would not be happy about it. But knitting makes me happy. And I finished something and I'm so excited. Probably because it's the first time I made something like this. First, the yarn. This is the yarn. And I hope that I find a way to make the camera focus in a good way, hopefully. Can you see it? Anyway, this is the yarn. It's both wool and cotton. It's 55% wool and 45% cotton. So I can't really wear it because I can't wear woolly stuff right next to my skin. And this, oh, I already have my hair on it, that I've finished, is a t-shirt. And I don't know exactly how much you can see, so we'll start here from the top and all the way to the bottom. Hopefully you saw it all. I will put a picture where I try it on, even though, yeah, it'll be a quick try on picture. But it's a t-shirt. It's the first time I've ever knitted a t-shirt. It's the first time I've knitted something that's a bit more form-fitting, and it's the first time I knitted something top-down. So this t-shirt was a lot of firsts for me, and it was fun. I really liked it. And also, okay, I wasn't the best at it. I had to make something happen, sort of, because when you knit top down, you put aside stitches for the arms, and then you make new stitches under the arm, and when you pick up for the arm, you just pick up the stitches. And I was like, oh no, it's gonna be holes. And yes, I did well on some of it, and I have no idea how to show you properly, but this actually did not turn into a hole. On the other side, I don't know how to explain it better. I had to sew it up a little, because if I hadn't, it would have been like a tiny bit of a hole, which I did not want. And no, I have not blocked it. And the top is, God, I gotta get a camera where you flip the screen out so you can actually see, or technically so I can actually see what I'm filming. But it started with a moss stitch, and then it has a little bit of lace, and I think I told you last week that the lace, it took me 6 tries, 6, to get it right because I kept messing up. But I got it right in the end, so we're all good. And as I said, it's got wool in it, so I can't wear it because, yeah, I think I'm slightly allergic to wool. I can knit with it just fine because my hands don't give a shit. The rest of my skin very much gives all the shits. So yeah, and you start with moss stitch on top here, and yeah, the pattern is called, oh dear, what's it called? Summer Halo, I think. It's from Drops Design. I can link it down below. And part of why I love it, not necessarily that specific pattern, but why I love them is they have their patterns in Norwegian. but also in English and a bunch of other languages. So like everyone, not necessarily everyone, but a lot of different English, no, a lot of different speaking languages. What? You get what I mean. It comes in different languages, so a lot of different people can know how to read it because it's in their language. So it starts with mustache, and the mustache is picked up in the bottom of the arms and on the bottom of the body. So you kind of have that going, and the only little detail is the lace up top. And everything else is, except the mustache, is just like stockinette all the way. And I needed something simple. And yeah, I know. Sorry. Like the lace, fairly simple, even though I had to do it 6 times, but it's fairly simple. It just, my mind was not ready to like pay attention because I'm super stressed about like the living situation and trying to figure out how to get rid of all my stuff. Because I've sold so much of my furniture, but I still have some left, and I really need people to buy it so they can come and pick it up and get it out of my house, but it's, yeah, I don't know if it's happening, and then it's like, well, what do I do? What do I do with it that I'm left with still? Anyway, knitting has been a godsend because when I'm freaking out and don't know what to do with my house, I sit down and I knit, which is why this t-shirt, I feel like it took me a very short time. I don't have the amount of hours, but I started knitting it on Friday, 4th of August, and I finished it, let's see, I finished it Saturday night, 19th of August, but then I had to weave in the ends. So I basically was working on this from August 4th until August 20th, which is like 2 weeks and 2 days. So I am so happy with how quick this was. And yeah, I used 3mm needles and I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, I will say it's a very round neck, so it goes pretty high up in the front. I like the fact that it goes so high in the back, but I would like it to be like, not like far down, but a little bit further down in the front. And I have no idea how to adjust patterns like that, so, you know, probably not happening. But I actually like this so much, and it was so simple. And it's so comfy for like 30 seconds until it starts itching. But I might want to actually knit this in a different yarn that I can actually wear. Like, you know, some pure cotton, for instance. That would probably be great. And I love it. And no, I have not blocked it. And since I can't wear it, I don't really know what to do. I might give it to either my sister or my niece for Christmas. I mean, if I can start making Christmas presents already, I'll be happy. I mean, we're getting to the end of August. School's about to start. I'm gonna be a part-time student. I'm very excited. I've started looking a little at it, but also freaking out because I don't have a job. I won't have a house. I'm like, ugh. Luckily, as I said, I do have my knitting. And I was gonna tell you something else, but I completely forgot about it. But anyway, this is my finished object. I'm very happy about it. I'm very excited. And yeah, I loved knitting top down because you don't have to sew it together. You just knit. You pick up stitches, which I'm not the best at because, as I said, it created like almost small holes on the sides. Super annoying, but they're not too visible. So that's good. And I've never been crazy about sewing in ends or weaving in ends because it's boring. I hate it. It feels like, oh, you've finished, except you're not. But I've come to realize that I just had to change my mindset about it. Instead of weaving in ends and that being a chore by the end, I have made it into a challenge for myself. And this yarn is so thin that you might be able to see it, like here, for instance. There is a slight difference, so you can see it because, you know, not because it's visible, but because it's slightly thicker material, because the yarn is so thin, so everything that is slightly thicker you can see. But instead of calling it weaving in ends, I am calling it sewing in invisible ends, because I made a challenge for myself to, instead of think of it as like the boring end last finishing job, it's the challenge of finishing the job by making the ends be secure, but at the same time as invisible as possible. And honestly, it made weaving in ends way easier of a task, because sometimes I've like finished objects except the weaving in ends, and then I have like a pile eventually, and I don't really like that. So sewing invisible ends is for me a way better way of doing it than weaving in ends and having it be a chore by the end. So that mindset shift has been very helpful already, so I'm hoping that will continue. And when I finished this, I mean, it's Monday today, and I finished this was on Sunday? Yesterday? God, already? Yeah. I finished this one yesterday. And I mean, then I had, yes, last night and this morning, because it's like almost 3 o'clock now when I was filming this. And I mean, I had to have something to do. So I grabbed the yarn that you have seen before, if you've seen my previous video. This yarn, because I needed a new thing to do. So I started knitting, and this is the yarn. A pair of socks, again, because I have several different yarns that I could use, but I only have 2 sets of needles. I have the double pointed, and I have a circular needle, both 3 millimeters, and that's the knitting needles I have currently access to. I have like a bunch of other knitting needles, but they're currently packed away in a box. So yeah, but I started, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job now. When I start at the toe and make a toe box, and I prefer my socks to be like stockinette under the foot, but on top I prefer to have ribbing 2x2, 2 net 2 purl, simply because I feel like it fits the foot better, at least in my opinion, and also, you know, more layers almost. So yeah, and the reason I say I feel like I'm getting better at it is that there are no like very clear or very visible ears at the top. It's just nicely rounded, and I think it's gonna be good. So I'm getting really good at starting with the toe. The heel, that's still a bit iffy, but I'm working on it. I mean, I hopefully get better every time I knit a heel. So yeah, I have not gotten very far, but I mean, for last night and this morning, I feel like it's a pretty decent progress. So this is my current work in progress. It's a pair of socks. This is the first sock. So yeah, I'm very happy with the knitting I've done this week. It has helped me calm down. Sometimes I freak out anyway because of the whole situation with like the money and the move and the work and the starting to study and everything. But knitting helps. So I knit a lot. I mean, knit a t-shirt in just 2.5 weeks. I feel like I did a pretty good job. I thought it would take a lot longer, especially since I had to do certain things over again, because the first time I finished it off, it was like a crop top, not a t-shirt, and I wanted it to be a t-shirt. So I had to undo certain things and do it again. But yeah, this is finished object. work in progress, and that's all my current knitting. So this is a very, very short video. I think probably even shorter than last week. And I'm currently not buying any yarn because I have a bunch of yarn, though it's been packed in multiple different boxes. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you tried something new this week because, yeah, I did with my t-shirt. That I'm hoping that won't be my t-shirt for all that long, but you know, still cute. Yeah, I didn't have much more to say except I'm freaking out, but I've been doing that for a while. So yeah, I apparently don't know how to finish off this video, so I'm just gonna say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy some knitting. I have not been doing any puzzles lately because they've been packed, as most other things in my house, except the things that I'm trying to sell, but apparently I'm struggling with some of it, though I have sold a few things. And I'm gonna stop rambling now and let you go. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video, which may or may not be the last video from this house. That's such a weird thought. I mean, I've lived here for more than 10 years. I've never really felt at home here, but I have lived here for more than 10 years. So that's quite a while. Oh no, there's a hole in my sock. They're knitted. I use them a lot because my toes are like popsicles, and look. And yes, I took it off because, look, I have a hole in my sock. I think I have a leftover of this yarn, but guess what? It's packed away, so I can't fix these socks right now. That's sad. Anyway, this is another pair of socks that I've knitted a long time ago, and apparently, I'm surprised the heel has not worn out more, but like there? I mean, if it had been like here, like under the ball of my toes, I would get it, but here? It's in the middle of the foot. How on earth did that happen? And also, yes, they've become dirty because, you know, I wear them around the house and everything is a mess right now. And apparently I need to start wearing a different pair of socks because when a pair of socks has a hole, you should stop wearing them, then fix them, and then you can wear them again. At least that's what I often do, unless it's too bad. I mean, I have on some homemade socks, home knitted socks, I have cut, I can show you, not on this one, but I cut like, because the heel is the way it is, and usually the heel is get worn out, so I just cut it here so I have the leg, and then just knit a new foot. I've done that on several of my socks. So this is such nice and thick and sturdy, the rest of it, except, you know, the hole. So I should probably just fix the hole. But then I need to access the right kind of yarn, and I currently don't have access to that at the moment, which is sad, but, you know, it happens. I mean, the other one is just fine. Is it nice to show you my foot like that? But, well, I just did. You'll have to accept it, unless you've already clicked off and then you don't know anything about this. I'm gonna stop talking now and let you go on with your life. Hopefully you have socks without holes. I apparently need to fix mine. I hope you send good vibes my way because I currently need it. I'm sending good vibes your way, and let's all have a nice and sunny day. And yeah, bye!